The baseball world received shocking news that has sparked unprecedented outrage and condemnation throughout Major League Baseball. During yesterday's intense game between the Los Angeles Dodgers and Chicago Cubs, a completely unprovoked incident occurred that violated every standard of professional conduct and sportsmanship. Cubs outfielder Pete Crow-Armstrong allegedly entered the Dodgers dugout during the middle of the game and physically attacked Shohei Ohtani in front of players, coaches, and stadium personnel. The incident was so serious and so egregious that it prompted an immediate response from Major League Baseball. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred personally reviewed video footage of the attack and has already announced disciplinary action. Pete Crow-Armstrong has been banned from playing in Cubs games for 5 games, representing one of the harshest punishments for dugout conduct violations in recent baseball history. However, questions remain about what motivated such a violent and inappropriate act. What caused Crow-Armstrong to lose control and physically assault a player from the opposing team? Will additional criminal charges be filed? And what impact will this incident have on the relationship between the Dodgers and Cubs organizations? The incident occurred during the 6th inning of yesterday's game at Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers and Cubs had been engaged in a closely contested matchup, with both teams battling for playoff positioning. Tensions had been building throughout the game as several close plays and questionable umpire calls had frustrated both benches. According to multiple eyewitnesses present in the Dodgers dugout, Pete Crow-Armstrong suddenly appeared at the top of the dugout stairs during a moment when the Cubs were on offense. Crow-Armstrong, who had been playing left field for the Cubs, apparently left his position during active play to confront someone in the Dodgers dugout. The exact motivation for Crow-Armstrong's actions remained initially unclear, but witnesses reported that he appeared angry and agitated. Without any warning or provocation, Crow-Armstrong allegedly rushed down into the Dodgers dugout and directly approached Shohei Ohtani, who was sitting on the bench preparing for his next at-bat. According to witnesses, Crow-Armstrong physically grabbed Ohtani and began pushing and shoving him violently. The attack was completely unprovoked and appeared to be motivated purely by aggression or personal animosity. Freddie Freeman, who was sitting near Ohtani in the dugout, immediately reacted to the assault. Freeman jumped to his feet and moved to protect his teammate from further attack. Other Dodgers players quickly surrounded Ohtani and Crow-Armstrong, attempting to separate them and to prevent further violence. Mookie Betts was among the first players to physically intervene in the altercation. Betts moved between Crow-Armstrong and Ohtani, using his body to shield the Japanese superstar from further assault. Other Dodgers players and coaching staff moved in to physically restrain Crow-Armstrong and to remove him from the dugout. The entire incident lasted only seconds, but the impact was immediate and dramatic. The crowd at Dodger Stadium erupted in outrage upon witnessing the unprovoked attack on one of baseball's greatest players. Fans booed loudly and chanted their disapproval as security personnel and umpires rushed toward the dugout to address the situation. Manager Dave Roberts emerged from his office area, visibly furious about what had transpired. Roberts immediately confronted Crow-Armstrong and demanded an explanation for his actions. The manager's voice could be heard shouting at the Cubs player, expressing his absolute outrage at the assault that had occurred against one of his players. The home plate umpire and crew chief quickly made their way to the Dodgers dugout to assess the situation and to take appropriate action. The umpire crew determined that Crow-Armstrong's conduct was completely unacceptable and represented a severe violation of baseball conduct standards. Crow-Armstrong was immediately ejected from the game. The umpire crew also directed that Cubs manager Craig Counsell be notified about the incident and that the Cubs organization would need to address the player's conduct immediately. Security personnel were positioned to ensure that Crow-Armstrong was escorted out of the stadium without further incident. As Crow-Armstrong was being removed from the dugout, Dodgers players continued to express their outrage and anger. Freddie Freeman shouted at the ejected player, condemning his actions and expressing solidarity with Ohtani. Other teammates also voiced their disapproval, making it clear that such conduct would not be tolerated by the Dodgers organization. Following the incident, Shohei Ohtani was evaluated by the Dodgers medical staff to ensure that he had not suffered any serious injuries from the assault. Fortunately, while Ohtani had been pushed and shoved, he did not appear to have sustained any significant physical injuries. However, the psychological impact of being attacked was clearly evident on Ohtani's face. According to witnesses who spoke with Ohtani immediately after the incident, the Japanese superstar appeared shaken and confused about what had motivated such a violent assault. Ohtani reportedly stated that he had no personal conflict with Crow-Armstrong and could not understand what had caused the Cubs player to attack him so suddenly and violently. Manager Dave Roberts addressed the situation immediately after order had been restored. Roberts stated that Crow-Armstrong's conduct was completely unacceptable and that the Dodgers organization would be filing a formal complaint with Major League Baseball. Roberts emphasized that such violent and unprovoked conduct had no place in professional baseball and that he expected MLB to impose serious disciplinary action. The game continued after Crow-Armstrong had been ejected, though the atmosphere remained tense and emotional. Players from both teams were clearly affected by the incident, and the Dodgers appeared particularly motivated to show their support for Ohtani by playing aggressively and competitively for the remainder of the game. Following the game's conclusion, the Dodgers organization formally filed a complaint with Major League Baseball detailing Crow-Armstrong's assault on Ohtani. The complaint included eyewitness accounts, video footage of the incident, and a request that the league investigate the matter and impose appropriate disciplinary action. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred personally reviewed the video footage of the attack late into the evening yesterday. After carefully examining the incident from multiple angles and considering the detailed eyewitness accounts provided by the Dodgers organization, Manfred made the decision to take swift and decisive action. This morning, Manfred announced the league's disciplinary decision regarding Pete Crow-Armstrong's conduct. In a formal statement released by MLB, the commissioner stated that Crow-Armstrong's actions constituted a serious violation of league conduct standards and represented conduct that was completely unacceptable in professional baseball. The unprovoked physical assault committed by Pete Crow-Armstrong against Shohei Ohtani yesterday represents one of the most egregious violations of player conduct that we have witnessed in recent years, Manfred's statement read. Such violent and aggressive behavior has no place in Major League Baseball and will not be tolerated under any circumstances. Manfred announced that Crow-Armstrong would be suspended from playing in Chicago Cubs games for a period of 5 games. Additionally, the commissioner announced that Crow-Armstrong had been fined a substantial amount for his conduct. Manfred's statement indicated that the league was considering whether additional action, including potential criminal charges through law enforcement, might be appropriate. The 5-game suspension represents one of the harshest penalties for dugout conduct violations in recent baseball history. By comparison, many other conduct violations result in shorter suspensions or fines. The severity of Manfred's punishment reflects the seriousness with which MLB is treating this incident and the organization's commitment to protecting players from violent assault. The Chicago Cubs organization issued a statement expressing their shock and disapproval of Crow-Armstrong's conduct. The statement indicated that the Cubs did not condone violence or unprofessional behavior by any of their players. The organization stated that they would be conducting an internal investigation into what motivated Crow-Armstrong's actions and would be addressing the matter directly with the player. Cubs manager Craig Counsell addressed the media regarding the incident. Counsell appeared visibly disappointed and frustrated about Crow-Armstrong's conduct. The manager stated that he could not understand what had motivated the player to engage in such violent and unprofessional behavior and that the incident did not reflect the values or standards of the Cubs organization. "I am deeply disappointed by Pete's actions," Counsell said. "What he did was wrong, completely unjustifiable, and does not represent who we are as an organization. We will be addressing this matter directly with Peter, and I expect that he will understand the seriousness of his conduct." Shohei Ohtani addressed the incident briefly through a statement released by the Dodgers organization. Ohtani expressed his shock at being attacked and stated that he had no understanding of what could have motivated such violent conduct. Ohtani indicated that while he was grateful for the support of his teammates and the swift action taken by MLB, he looked forward to moving forward and continuing to focus on baseball. "I was shocked and surprised by what happened yesterday," Ohtani's statement read through an interpreter. "I have never had any conflict with this player, and I cannot understand what motivated his actions. I am grateful for the protection provided by my teammates and for the quick action taken by Major League Baseball. I look forward to continuing to play the game I love with professionalism and respect." Freddie Freeman spoke to reporters about the incident and about the importance of standing together as a team when one of their members is attacked. Freeman stated that the entire Dodgers organization was united in their support for Ohtani and their condemnation of Crow-Armstrong's violent conduct. "What happened to Shohei was unacceptable," Freeman said firmly. "No player should ever be physically assaulted in the way that he was. I am proud of how our team responded, and I am grateful that MLB took swift and decisive action. We stand together as a team, and we will continue to support Shohei completely." Mookie Betts also commented on the incident, emphasizing the importance of player safety and the necessity for swift punishment of violent conduct. Betts stated that his primary concern was protecting Ohtani and ensuring that such incidents did not occur again in the future. "Player safety has to be the top priority in our game," Betts stated. "When someone commits violence against a teammate, we all have a responsibility to stand up and protect each other. I am glad that MLB took this so seriously and that they imposed a significant punishment. I hope this sends a clear message that violence has no place in baseball." The incident has sparked broader discussions throughout baseball about player conduct, workplace safety, and the necessity for maintaining professional standards. Several analysts have noted that while disagreements and conflicts occasionally occur in baseball, physical assault is completely unacceptable and represents a fundamental violation of professional standards. Player unions and advocacy groups have called for MLB to implement additional policies and procedures to protect players from violence and to ensure swift and severe punishment for any conduct that involves physical assault. Thank you for watching. Pete Crow-Armstrong's unprovoked attack on Shohei Ohtani in the Dodgers dugout represents one of the most shocking incidents in recent baseball history. Please share your thoughts in the comments section about this violent assault and MLB's 5-game suspension. Do you believe the punishment is sufficient? What additional measures should be taken to prevent such incidents? Subscribe to our channel for more interesting and up-to-date information about Shohei Ohtani and all the latest developments in Major League Baseball.